fraction made out of exponential terms would have a letter in the numerator, some power, and a number or a letter or a combination in the denominator. It's a very basic fraction made out of two exponential terms. The rule for reducing exponential terms is as simple as the rule for multiplying exponential terms. First you deal with the sign, then you deal with the rest of the number, then you deal with the letters alphabetically. The only difference here for multiplying is that you subtract the powers, and I'll show you how to do that as we go through the problem. So, the first thing that happens is you look at the number and it will not reduce. It's an ordinary fraction, 3/5. It stays 3/5. Next you move to the letters. The higher power of the A is in the denominator, so you keep the A in the denominator. You keep the letter wherever the higher power of that letter is. So the A stays in the denominator. This is a first power. This is a fourth power. 4 take away 1 is 3. And now the fraction has been reduced. Let's look at that again. Another fraction. 4c to the 7th power over 6c to the 3rd power. First you look at the signs. There's nothing to simplify there. You move on to the rest of the number, 4 over 6. 4 over 6 can be reduced by 2. So just looking at the fraction, 4 over 6, you reduce it by 2, and you get 2/3. Now continuing with the rest of the fraction, doing the letters alphabetically, there's only one letter. The higher power of the C is in the numerator this time. So C stays in the numerator. 7 take away 3 is 4. Remember, you subtract the powers. In the denominator, the C is gone. And we're finished. Let's look at an example that has a negative number in it. This has two letters, two variables. It has a negative sign. Let's see how all of this works out. Draw your fraction bar. First deal with the sign. Minus divided by positive is minus or negative. Keep the sign in the numerator. Move on to the rest of the fraction. 5 over 15 reduces to 1/3. Do not write the 1 yet. You write the 3rd. You hold the 1 in your head until you need it. D to the 2nd over D. The higher power is in the numerator. Keep the D there. 2 minus 1 is D to the 1st power. We don't write a first power if we have the variable. We just write it the way it is. Moving on to the E. The higher power of the E is in the denominator. Keep the E there. 8, take away 1, is 7. We do not need the 1 up here because D has an invisible 1 attached, and that is the final answer. Minus D over 3e to the 7th power. A few more examples. Draw your fraction bar. Positive divided by negative is negative. Move the negative up to the numerator. 12 over 3 reduces to 4 in the numerator. Letters alphabetically. We have M's. Larger power is in the numerator. The M stays there. 4th power, take away 1st power, is 3rd power. Now the N's have the same power. What that means is that they reduce to 1. We don't need to write a 1 in either position yet. Moving on, We have p to the 8th, p to the 7th, p to the 8th is the larger power. Keep the p in the numerator. 8 take away 7 is 1. And so we need a 1 here as a placeholder. We move on one step to show that this fraction will simplify to that form there. And that's the complete topic for reducing a fraction made out of exponential terms.